Hey, welcome back, guys. This is Richard here from Crash Course Hobbies, and right now I'm working on my Space Marines for the Armageddon 24-hour paint challenge video, and I'm doing a bit of wet blending, which is one of my absolute favorite techniques, and I want to take you guys through a simple, quick, and easy crash course on how to do this. And so we're going to go ahead and just dive right in because it's a lot easier than you think. You shouldn't be intimidated by it. You should just dive in, and I think after this video, you'll be able to do it too. So the first thing I would recommend is, what I like to do is take a little bit of Pro Acryl's One Step paint and then use a corresponding regular acrylic paint and do like a 50-50 mix. This is going to give you a little bit more working time. It's also going to make it a little bit easier to wet blend because of that. So what I'm going to do is take my 50-50 mix of that red oxide and that scarlet blood, and that's going to give me a punchy saturation, good coverage, but also a little bit longer working time. And I'm going to cover this entire sword blade in that red color. I'm going to quickly rinse my brush, and then I've got the same thing with the new Pro Acryl One Step Black that's coming out here pretty soon, mixed with their satin black, just because I like the way satin black looks a little bit more. And I'm going to take this color, and I'm going to apply it to kind of the top half of my sword blade opposite of the little power node. So it'll go right here, and then I'm going to do the same thing with it on this side. Kind of doing that traditional weapon blade gradient that we're kind of used to seeing. Now while it's still wet and workable, rinse your brush, lick it if you're a brush licker like I am, and then you're going to start at your red and you're going to start to work it back and forth down towards the black. And what that's doing is it's just kind of mixing those colors together a little bit while they're still wet. Clean it off again, start here, down at the red, work your way towards the black, and I'll generally stop about halfway or so. You can see this one I left it to sit a little bit longer, so I'm going to do it actually one more time. If you notice that it's starting to dry and it's not mixing very well, definitely don't keep messing with it. If you get the black on the other side of the blade where you don't want it, generally a little bit of water, as with any painting mistake, a little bit of water and you can just kind of wick it away from your brush. So I'm going to go back to my red now, and I'm going to start in the middle of the black and just kind of pull it towards the red, kind of like what you might do with a glaze. And then starting at the black, work my way towards the red a little bit and kind of work it back and forth. And what that'll do is kind of evenly distribute the color between the two. So you start at the black, pull the darker color towards the light, and then work your way back towards the dark again after you grab a little bit of that light color, bringing it with you. Now you can see here, we've kind of established some of that gradient, but it's not quite as pronounced as we would like it. That's okay. I'm going to take a little bit of the black now and start about a quarter of the way up where I have it and reestablish the dark of that. Same thing here. Wet my brush. And then just kind of feather that black out towards the red a little bit with a wet brush. Not too much. Now I'm going to take some, I've got Vallejo Hot Orange here. You can use whichever one you want. I think you might actually need a little bit more. I'm going to mix that with my red color now to make kind of an orangey red. And I'm going to put that at my brightest part of the sword blade, kind of right up at the tip here. And then same thing at the bottom, kind of around the little power node-y thing, maybe even bring it up a little bit more, just kind of show like the power's radiating off of it, something like that. Then we're going to take our red mix again, and then starting at the middle, going to take it up about halfway towards the orange. Clean the brush again, rinse it off, and then do the same thing. I'm going to start at the red, work my brush back and forth all the way up to about the tip of the orange, and then work my way back down to the red about halfway. Flake my brush off, take it back, and then back up again. I used to not be a brush licker, but then I realized how much time it saves you and makes wet blending so much easier, so then I started doing it, reinforcing the red here now a little bit. I'm not advocating for it. I don't think it's dangerous, but I'm not a doctor, so lick the paint at your own risk. I'm going to go back through now again, establish the black one more time, because I want good contrast here. And while that red paint is still pretty wet. I'm going to pull that into the black again. Pro Acryl is great for this because that red does have such good coverage that it's easier to kind of cover over the black with it. Sometimes it's difficult to get a lighter color to wet blend into a darker color like that, but I find with this kind of 50-50 mix of One Step and acrylic, you can really easily kind of achieve that. So then you'll kind of play with it, and it's kind of a feel thing, but just kind of pulling it back and forth and doing it like that. So now I'm generally pretty happy with the red to black that we have going on here. It could be a little bit smoother, but again, we're trying to go for speed here. I want to try to do this this whole sword in around under 10 minutes or so. So I'm going to take my hot orange again now. And now I'm going to just kind of reestablish a little bit of that tip. And down at the bottom. And while that's still a little bit wet, I'm going to take some ice yellow, mix it in with the hot orange 50-50, and take it up even brighter. And while all those are still sitting there kind of wet, I'm going to take some fluorescent yellow, mix it down with some water so that it's kind of like a glaze. It would look kind of 50-50-ish, kind of like this. And I'm going to start all the way at the black, about halfway down the black, and we're going to just pull it all the way to the tip. And that's kind of going to tint like a filter the blade to kind of reestablish some of that saturation, because the ice yellow, it kind of desaturates it a little bit for what we're looking for. And then from here, you can kind of just keep going back and forth with it until you get exactly where you want to be. So for the sake of it being quick and easy, I'm going to show you how I would finish this out. But you can kind of futz with it back and forth as much as you want, really. Take a little bit of my hot orange, mix it with my ice yellow, kind of get a very pale orange almost. And using a sharp sable brush would be best for this, but you can really do it with whatever. We're going to do a simple edge highlight with this bright kind of pale color. And just using the very, very tip of the brush, just kind of gently swipe it across your sword blade. And if your paint is thin enough, it should just easily come off the brush. You shouldn't have to apply any pressure or force or anything to get the paint to come off of the brush. And by holding it at just the right angle with just the right sharp tip, you really can get a pretty thin edge highlight. It's difficult to do it on camera because I'm trying to keep my head out of the way, but you get the idea. This one's a little bit big on this side, but that's okay. It will show my point. Now you can go through and do the middle of the blade with it, but I find that you have to be super careful, and I almost like letting the gradient kind of do the talking for me, so I'm not going to apply that there. I'll take a little bit of ivory and I'm just going to dab it over the little power node thing, just for a fun effect. And then the last thing we'll do is again take that glaze of the fluoro orange, and I'm going to start at the very back of the blade this time and just work it all the way up, and that will tint that kind of paler yellow edge highlight that we had. And then I might even take a little bit of it and kind of dab it over that white ivory color on the little power node. And then once that dries, it will give us that really nice punchy saturation, but we'll still get kind of the gradient that we're going for. This is the way I like to do it on my Purple Blood Angels, just to kind of create that effect. But that's all there is to it, guys. I mean, it's really quick, simple, and easy. It does require maybe a little bit of a feel for it, just kind of to play around with it, but you shouldn't be intimidated by it. And this technique works especially really, really good for longer flat surfaces. So for like your capes, your weapon blades, stuff like that, but you can apply it to just about everything. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This will be part of the Crash Course video series. I'm gonna have a bunch more of these coming for you in the future. Be sure to subscribe if you wanna see more of that. And of course, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.